We're going to end today's collection of stories on a good note. On a, you know what, maybe it's not a good note. Maybe it's just an okay note. Ha ha ha, I know. Now, I've only done a couple of videos on Kyle Rittenhouse. If you're unaware, he is the prime example of self-defense and also the prime example of a media smear job, which is why I wanted to find the most radical activist article I possibly could for this exact video, because the way that they slander him for what he did the one night in Kenosha, where he wasted more pedophiles than Roman Polanski even employed during his entire time in Hollywood in one single night, and had to sit in jail for several months afterwards. And now he had to restructure his terms of bail to include some absolutely retarded shit. But we're going to get into that because I got to set the scene first. Kyle Rittenhouse, out on bail, flashed a white power sign at a bar, prosecutors say. Before we get into this, okay, anybody with two brain cells to rub together understands that the okay sign, okay, that literally everybody has fucking done. There's pictures of, I don't know, pick your favorite colored politician, and they've thrown up the okay hand signal. Duh, 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 duh. See, you know what it means? Okay, or a pinch of salt. I don't fucking know. But you know what it definitely doesn't mean? White power. You know why? That was propagated by 4chan. You guys have probably heard that 4chan put this forward, but I just want to get this on record, okay? The Anti-Defamation League has added the hand gesture for okay to its database of hate symbols after sites like 4chan and 8chan began associating it with white supremacy. Yes, it sprung up out of literally nothing. This article is from the end of September 2019, so there you go. It started out as a trolling tactic by the far right to discredit progressive figures. Far right, it's fucking 4chan, you don't even know who's using it. But has recently been used by actual white supremacists. Oh really? Like Barack Obama? Now that you mention it. Know Your Meme reports that while the symbol's origins are innocuous, it's developed a double meaning over the last 4 years. In 2015, Viner Pizza Party Ben made a vine of himself making the gesture and captioned it, "White guys be like, oh my god," during the 2016 presidential election, he and far-right furry, what? I didn't know he was a furry, Milo Yiannopoulos, were spotted making the OK symbol at Trump rallies. Oh my god. A homosexual white supremacist, I can hardly believe it, who's also a Jew. Yeah, let's get to the history of it though. In 2017, 4chan users started the hoax Operation OKKK, a call to spread the sign around the internet and claim it as a symbol of white supremacy. The anonymous 4chan who started it added a graphic demonstration of how the gesture could spell out the letters WP. Let's go to the top there. See, you can see a W, and then you use the arm to create the P. How fucking retarded. It's beautiful in its simplicity, and the fact that 4chan, I also think that they made the free bleeding movement. I won't get into graphic detail because it's late Saturday, and I think you guys want to enjoy the rest of your weekend and not think about something so perverse as that. But we'll go back to associating OK with the Klan. The same month, Media Matters for the far okay, I don't like to throw around these colloquial terms very often, but Media Matters is legitimately a far left website that just takes every sort of awful aspect of quote mining and taking things out of context in order to put it up on their Twitter feed, and it's funded by something else that I hate to do, invoking the name of the left-wing boogeyman, George Soros, but it's funded by him directly, and they just use it to smear anybody who doesn't adhere to their world vision and globalist ideology. There we go. There's the 3 strikes, and I'm out of that. Accused the Gateway Pundit founder Jim Hoft, who made the gesture in a photograph while in the White House press briefing room as a hate symbol. Ooh, Media Matters calling something a hate symbol? Must be a day that ends in Y. Leftists have dug so deep into their lunacy, we must force them to dig more, the 4chaner wrote in a post, until the rest of society ain't going anywhere near that shit. Of course not. The 4chaner who called for other users to email and tweet at civil rights organizations and journalists warning of the symbol's meaning, and the fucking ADL bit hard. Like a tranny dick in their mouth, just could not get enough. The Anti-Defamation League notes that some of the 4chan users taking part in the bombardment may also be racists. Of course, we see them everywhere, right, AOC? And white supremacists themselves. Oh my god. See, you just try to troll something into existence, you just go to the most radical individuals, and they will bite hook, line, and sinker. I look forward to whatever 4chan wants to put out next, but the rest of this is just absolute cancer. It is from Mashable. I got 2 websites that would greatly increase your risk of high blood pressure and stroke. So that's enough there. I'll link to the rest of this, but it's, yeah, Mashable running cover for the fact that the ADL is full of gullible assholes. But yeah, let's get back to this one now. Okay, so in the 90-minute, looks like security cam footage, so fuck this bar owner. Kyle Rittenhouse was seen consuming alcohol. He's 18 and consuming alcohol? We'll get to that. While being serenaded by a group of adult men who sang the Proud Boys anthem. Oh my god, they sung show tunes in a bar with an 18-year-old boy. Creepy, but not illegal, according to the motion. Prosecutors are seeking to modify the bond agreement of Kyle Rittenhouse, the teen charged with killing 2 people during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer. Holy fuck. You guys probably remember. I know I definitely remember. He was getting hit in the head with a skateboard. He was having his life threatened, and he had a gun pulled on him. Kind of missing that, but I understand in your first paragraph you need to be making a lot of proper context there. And then just say that it was a protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. There are still pictures to this day. You type in Kenosha, Wisconsin into your browser, and you don't have to go more than 3 lines under the fucking picture tab, and you will find that fucking place aflame. So don't give me killed 2 people protests in Kenosha. Well, if he killed 2 people and injured a 3rd, who we'll get to as well, what is he doing out on bail? Oh, see, they don't give you the full story. As they flashed white power signs. Oh, did they give the old stiff-armed salute? Were they goose-stepping around the bar? And was loudly serenaded. Oh, people were singing loudly in a bar? Oh, I can hardly stand. I'm surprised they didn't say he also wasn't wearing a mask in those photos. How could he? On Wednesday, the Kenosha District Attorney's Office filed a motion to restrict Rittenhouse, who turned 18 earlier this month, from possessing or consuming alcohol at a bar or restaurant, to displaying white power signs and fraternizing with known members of white supremacy groups. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, like I said, that we double back to the fact that he was 18 years old and he was drinking in a bar. He was also with his mother there. When you are with your legal guardian in the great state of Wisconsin, you are allowed to consume alcohol. That's just a fact, okay? You're allowed to have a beer at a bar. Christ, when I was playing Pee Wee football, we did our end of the season celebration at the fucking local pool hall here. So I've never drank alcohol in my life, but I've been in and out of bars and pool halls for as long as I can fucking remember. But yeah, so that's what they want to amend to his conditions of bail. No more consuming alcohol, whatever. Out in public, at least, that feel free to get drunk at home, because stay at home, save lives. Displaying white power signs, okay. And fraternizing with known members of white supremacy groups. Okay, has anybody actually designated the Proud Boys as a white supremacy group? Aren't they kind of chaired by a man who is of Afro-Cuban descent? That's a weird distinction to draw, but you know what? When you're a leftist, you can just say that he's probably internalizing his white supremacy. So he just wants to fit in. He's an Uncle Tom and whatever. It's alright when they use racist language, but yeah, rules for thee and not for me. Rittenhouse of Antioch, Illinois, was released from Kenosha County Jail on $2 million bail in November. Money mostly raised by conservatives through his legal defense fund. Wrong, Ricky Schroeder and Mike Lindell of My Pillow. Hi, I sell lots of pillows and I am a born-again Christian. I used to be a crackhead out on the streets of Minnesota, but now I make my pillow with my patented fill and I use it so I can bail innocent teens out of jail. Nothing creepy about that. Conditions of Rittenhouse's bonds currently do not restrict him from entering a bar, drinking alcohol, or making contact with white supremacist militia. Wow, holy fuck, that's a big defamation claim right there. White supremacist militia groups like the Proud Boys. According to prosecutors, the request came after Rittenhouse was spotted with his mother at a local bar. See how far they hide that down in the article? Spotted with his mom at the local bar in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin on January 5th, the same day he pleaded not guilty to felony homicide charges. Yeah, because it was self-defense. And other crimes in connection with killing 2 protesters. Oh my god, they aren't. One was a pedophile. One liked to beat up his girlfriend, past, present, and can't say future. Another guy pulled a gun on him, and he also had felony charges against him too. So let's just not say that these people were innocent protesters. Meanwhile, you can't find a photo of the entire incident. without there being fire and smoke in the background. At Pudgy's Pub, Rittenhouse was seen wearing a t-shirt with the words "free as fuck" while flashing the OK hand sign, a gesture that has been co-opted by known white supremacist groups like 4chan and 8chan. The motion said in his 90-minute visit to the bar, which was captured on security footage, the teen was seen consuming alcohol while being serenaded by a group of adult men who sang Proud Boys anthem. Are they even Proud Boys? Or were they just singing a song? Who knows? The NBC has done just such a great job of reporting the story so far, so how could I take them seriously at finding out who and what songs they were singing? But yeah, we'll just skip ahead a little bit because it's just some stupid shit as well, and then I'll give you a little update on what's happening as well and a couple of my thoughts. The state has done extensive search of all of Mr. Rittenhouse's social media networks as part of the investigation in the case. He said in the statement, this is his attorney, upon information and belief, no information linking Rittenhouse to the listed organizations has been found. Yeah, literally clean. I think the most incriminating thing they can find, and this would be incriminating for them, is that he wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. Yeah, back the blue, unless he blows away pedophiles. Authorities have said that Rittenhouse traveled to Wisconsin to guard a car dealership from looting. No, he worked in Kenosha, okay, at the local pool. Again, NBC. I picked this article because it was full of cancer. You're welcome. From looting when he opened fire at racial justice protesters. Wow. That took to the streets following August 23rd shooting of Jacob Blake. Lawyers for Rittenhouse argued that the teen, who was praised by right-wing commentators and anybody who's seen the video, and viewed sympathetically by the Trump administration, had acted in self-defense. Yeah, that's literally 3 paragraphs from the end. That perfectly surmises everything that he did there. He was being assaulted. He told them to back away, back away, back away. He was chased through a dealership, had warning shots fired at him, which aren't illegal, by the way, in any conceivable notion. But yeah, no, he just killed the innocent people, Joseph Rosenbaum, who was seen earlier in the day yelling racial slurs, which is odd, saying to kill him, gamer, over and over again. Anthony Huber, I forget what he was charged with, but not a good man. And third man, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, Rosenbaum was definitely the pedophile. Huber was convicted of unlawful imprisonment, and Gage was beaten up on people. And yeah, he just had his arm blown off, so. But he also had a fucking handgun in his hand. The one that got vaporized, by the way. Fucking great shot this kid is. He was pulling it out of his pocket, gonna draw it to his head, and then boom! Fucking explosions in the sky. But at least NBC did you the courtesy with what literally words left in the article. Who had a handgun. Gage did, but poor little guy won't be able to line up his sights very easily in the future because they'll just always be a little bit to the right. The court has not yet set a date to consider the request from the prosecutors. Yeah, I want to make those amendments to his bail. You know what? I originally thought this was functionally retarded. Okay. He's under the age of 21, so he shouldn't be able to drink. I was not aware of the provision that allows an accompanied minor in order to consume alcohol, so that one kind of didn't make a whole lot of sense. Not being able to flash white supremacist hand signs, which is just kind of a fucking weird condition in and of itself, and immediately I knew of the history of the fucking OK hand signal, so I thought that was stupid. And then associate with white supremacist groups or known hate groups, however they wanted to fucking phrase it. And literally, yeah, also knowing the history of the Proud Boys fairly extensively. It's like, none of this stuff makes sense. But I also heard a breakdown that was very good and said that the counsel for Rittenhouse should just go ahead with it, should adhere to that. And then if the prosecution wanted to drag him in, if he was hanging out with, if there are any Proud Boys in Wisconsin, who fucking knows? Maybe, I'm sure there is. Or if he was to give the thumbs up or the fucking OK hand signal, drag him in front of a court and make the judge rule that the OK hand signal is a white supremacist sign. Fucking ridiculous, okay? That would make the prosecution look absolutely amateurish. And sets a ridiculous, dangerous precedent, to be completely honest. It's funny because I'm just about to talk about the president as well. Setting these goofy-ass terms for bail is a slippery slope, okay? Oh yeah, so you can go out and you can be free. You posted your $2 million in bail, but you can't put your pants on right leg first because that's the way the Hitler used to do it, and you have to make sure that your haircut is exactly 3 inches long because Hitler liked his about 2.5, so you can't do that as well. You just see what... I'm not being terribly far off range because they're telling him what he can and can't do outside, but Terms of bail, I understand, but it's as stupid as the impeachment right now. That's not going to continue on, and it won't be heard in the Senate at the earliest on the 19th. And then they're going to go through the entire trial, which is going to take weeks, if not months. And I've also heard it potentially pushed off for the first 100 days for people to kind of just forget all of the accomplishments of Trump and maybe be able to sway some senators in the Senate, obviously, to come over to their side, because they'll be putting Trump in the rear view mirror. And the first 100 days of Joe Biden is going to be just such a wonderful, magical time that nobody's going to be able to remember the travesty, and they'll be able to gaslight you at how terrible the Trump days were. If you live in the NBC echo chamber, then yes, that's obviously what's going to happen. But by impeaching and convicting Trump, he's already been impeached. He's still in office, okay? But the conviction won't come until he's long after office. And like we went through yesterday, kind of sort of, that sets a dangerous precedent going forward. That could go ahead and create the precedent out there for Congress to impeach anybody running in the future, okay? Let's say, hypothetically, Don Jr., Trump's kid, wants to run for president, okay? How would that stop House of Congress from disqualifying him from running in the future? They'd be able to impeach him, they'd be able to convict him, and disqualify him from public service, from public office. Hey, you might think that that's crazy, but at the same time, you didn't think that you'd ever see a sitting president get impeached for a second time and then be tried outside of the terms he was duly elected for. So, just a nice little sidebar, because I don't know if I'll get to a full video on it, but it just kind of made sense because the government is trying to fuck around with terms of bail, and they're trying to fuck around with a person who's legally allowed to hold office, so, But yeah, before this gets too long, do enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, sometime tomorrow, with a bunch of other idiocy, I'm sure. I don't think I'm going to put my head on my pillow tonight and wake up to a much more sensible world. We're not exactly on that trajectory. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.